You ever notice how in Monopoly going to jail is just, part of the game? No trial, no appeal, just boom, straight to jail. Now imagine every time someone lands there, someone else gets paid. Welcome to modern corrections facilities, where crime is bad, but incarceration, that's profitable.
Wait, are you saying prison is like a business?
Oh, Tanner, it's not like a business. It is a business. And today, breaking down 10 reasons the prison system stopped being about justice and started looking a whole lot like a revenue stream with barbed wire. Because once you look closely, you start seeing the pattern. You've got private prisons getting paid per inmate, contracts that require beds to stay full, laws that just happen to create more prisoners.
That already sounds bad.
Oh, and we're just getting warmed up. How about probation fees that charge you monthly for the privilege of not being in jail?
Wait, you have to pay to stay out of prison?
Subscription model, Freedom Light, trademarked. Then we've got mandatory minimum sentences, keeping people locked up longer. Lobbying to make sure those laws stick around, meaning a steady flow of customers.
You just said customers again.
Did I? Weird. And tying it all together, a massive ecosystem of companies making money at every step. So yeah, less justice system, more industry. Let's climb the ladder. Number 10, private prisons exist. Yes, really. Let's start with the one people still think is a conspiracy. Private prisons. Facilities run by corporations that get paid per inmate. Companies like Core Civic and GEO Group literally operate prisons under contract.
Per inmate, so like per head?
Per head, per bed, per body. Like a very depressing Airbnb. And private prisons still house tens of thousands of inmates in the US.
That's a lot of inventory.
And here's the kicker, they don't make money unless those beds are filled. Number 9, occupancy guarantees. Some contracts require prisons to stay 80 to 100% full, or the government pays penalties.
You're kidding, right?
Nope, empty beds, that's lost revenue.
So if crime goes down,
that's bad for business and the government budget. Nothing says justice system like needing steady demand. Wonder if that affects judges' decisions. Nah, that would be crazy. I mean, a government official would never tell a judge that more people going to jail will help the budget. Would they? Number 8, inmates equal cheap labor. Next up, labor, because when you've got millions of people behind bars, you've also got a workforce working for pennies.
Doing what?
Everything. Manufacturing, farming, packaging, picking up garbage, even fighting wildfires in some states.
Wait, firefighters?
Yep, risking their lives for about the price of a vending machine snack. Now, it does give the prisoner a skill they could potentially use once released, so that's great. And I have no problem with inmates working. I do have a problem with a private organization making money off of them.
That's not labor, that's a clearance sale on humans.
Roll back prices you can't escape. Number 7, phone calls cost a fortune. Want to call your family? That'd be like $5, $10, sometimes more for a short call. In one system, it was $12 for 15 minutes.
What, are they calling from the moon?
Nope, just private telecom contracts. Now this was changed and limited to 12 cents a minute in 2024, but prisons got creative and started charging per word in text. They've also eliminated snail mail and having it digitized for a fee. A lot of these fees get kickbacks to the prison.
So staying connected becomes expensive.
Because nothing says rehabilitation like cutting off family. In fact, under the old system, some families were spending hundreds of dollars just to communicate. Almost sounds like theft, which ironically can put you in prison. Number 6, commissary markups. Prison food is, let's call it nutritionally creative. So inmates rely on the commissary, which is basically a prison store. They sell snacks, soap, other basics, all marked up like it's a football stadium. So this varies widely by state, but in certain states, it almost seems like gouging. In Vermont, reading glasses were $15 compared to a few dollars at Target. Now, some prisons claim part of the markup goes to wellness funds to fund inmate activities. Regardless, there were markups ranging from a reasonable one to over 600%. While these people are being punished, it doesn't seem right to stick it to them on basic purchases.
$8 ramen?
Would you like to add $19 toothpaste to that order?
This is a theme park.
Yeah, except this ride is called the Mandatory Markup Mountain. Orange jumpsuit required, or stripes. Number 5, pretrial detention equals free labor for the system. Let's talk about something people don't think about. Not prison, not even conviction, just waiting. You've been arrested. You haven't been found guilty. You're just sitting in jail waiting for trial.
Right, like holding.
Exactly. Now here's the fun part. While you're sitting there, you're still part of the system's economy. You need meals, clothes, medical care, processing, transportation. All of that funded, budgeted, and contracted.
So even before conviction, money's already moving?
Oh yeah, local jails get funding based on how many people they're housing. More people sitting and waiting, bigger budgets, more contracts, more justification for expansion.
So delays are actually profitable.
Now you're asking dangerous questions, Tanner, because if cases move slowly, if people sit longer pretrial, there's more days to be billed, more services used, more money flowing.
And again, these are people who haven't even been convicted.
Correct. Legally innocent. Financially still valuable.
That's uncomfortable.
It should be, because when waiting for justice starts generating revenue, you have to ask, is the system in a hurry to fix that? Or is the clock part of the business model? Number 4, probation and parole fees. Avoid prison? Get out of prison? Congrats. Now you owe monthly fees. Drug testing fees, monitoring fees.
So you're paying to stay free?
Correct. So a couple of definitions first. Probation is for those who didn't go to jail, and parole is for those who are released from jail after serving a sentence. In some jurisdictions, there are fees associated with these. Now, I'm not against the perpetrators paying for this, but the incentives are there for abuse and extended probations to keep the fees flowing. Miss a payment, back to jail. Pretty soon you could see the phone app, call it Freedom Life, now with recurring billing.
Wonder if I could create that one and sell it.
Number 3, mandatory minimum sentences. Mandatory minimums, no flexibility, no nuance, 3 strikes and you're out. These were designed to counteract lenient judges who continually let out repeat criminals, which actually makes sense. Letting out repeat criminals is a bad idea, but maybe these mandatory inmates have turned into money makers for the private prisons. Remember, you pay for their incarceration, so these companies actually lobby for more mandatory sentences.
So longer time automatically.
More time served equals more occupied beds.
Which means
More revenue. It's almost like getting guaranteed customers. Number 2, lobbying for tougher laws. Now, I'm all for tougher laws and making criminals do their time. That is the only way to reduce crime. Continually letting repeaters out is counterproductive, and rehabilitation is not effective usually, for the most part. But I don't want someone who profits from more inmates being in on the decisions about sentencing. So you won't be surprised to hear I don't like that private prison companies and related industries spend millions on lobbying.
for what?
Policies that increase incarceration, tough on crime laws, stricter enforcement.
So they're increasing demand.
Like any good company would, except the product is people. And finally, number 1, recidivism, the full ecosystem. If this system was about rehabilitation, you'd expect people to leave and stay out. But reentry into society is hard. Jobs limited, housing difficult, support thin, and a lot of those people don't want to fit in. So it becomes a wheel of incarceration and release.
Repeat customers?
Correct, and it doesn't stop there because surrounding all this is an entire ecosystem. Thousands of companies, food vendors, medical providers, transport companies, surveillance tech, financial services. Everyone gets a piece of the pie. And it all feeds into one simple question. The more people go in, the more money comes out. Does that sound right?
So it's not broken?
Depends who you ask, because for some people, it works exactly as designed. So there you have it. In Monopoly, go to jail is just a setback. In real life, it can be a business transaction you never agreed to join. Ask questions, follow the money, and maybe stop pretending this system isn't incentivized the way it is, because it probably is. Anyway, like, subscribe, and remember, if a system makes money when people fail, it might not be designed to help them succeed. And as always, keep climbing.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.